years and years ago to explain to my mother-in-law actually how to have a little bit of freedom around food choices. Now, at the time, she was really into the gym and really into dieting, and had done particularly well. Was really kind of making some really good progress. Had made good progress, and was really enjoying the gym, getting a lot stronger and a lot fitter than she'd ever been, which was amazing to see. But was probably getting a little bit too into it, if you catch my drift. It was maybe taking over a little bit, and particularly with food choices, was really kind of struggling to have some life balance, to go out for meals and enjoy herself and do things. And we came up with these circles. Now, if you haven't yet, go and look at the circles. And what I'd encourage you to do is even kind of just draw it down, draw your own, and look at this whilst I'm chatting. But the idea is that we've all kind of set our goals, and actually what we've spoke about already is that whilst for a lot of us our goals relate to maybe weight loss or body fat loss, but that's not actually the outcome, it's a byproduct. And ultimately our real goal is to be happier, is to be more confident, and is to have a generally better quality of life. Also probably some long-term health goals as well. So these circles encompass that. We've got weight management as a circle. Now that might be weight loss, maintaining our weight, maybe even increasing our weight. It could even be kind of recomposition, like building more muscle, losing some body fat, but that's that circle. We've then also got a circle of health, because those two things aren't necessarily exactly the same at all times. There are times when they actually conflict. So for instance, we spoke already about the idea that when people track, they tend not to eat enough fruits and vegetables and things like that. So they tend not to have a particularly healthy and balanced diet at that point. Yes, they're reducing their body fat levels, and sometimes that improves their health, but it's not necessarily as nutritious as it could be. Equally, when we're eating healthy things like we spoke about with healthy fats, we can end up over consuming calories doing so, and therefore gaining body fat. So it's to the detriment of weight management. There are, however, a lot of things which overlap. And then we come over to the quality of life or enjoyment, which is very, very important. As I spoke about in the alcohol section, it's important to have some enjoyment. We're not here, and we will not be remembered by how thin we are. Actually, I've said already in one lesson, I believe, that the least interesting thing about us is what we look like. And that's hard to accept sometimes. But once we're gone, or when people are speaking about us, they're very, very, very unlikely to say, oh yeah, but they were in great shape. They're going to say how fun we were, how nice it was to spend time with us, how kind we were, you know, whatever our qualities are as a person, rather than our weight. So it's very, very important to be present with family and all the rest of it, and enjoy ourselves and spend time with friends and do fun things. And there's an element of kind of relaxation around food choices that is required to facilitate that. But also there are times when that can overlap with weight management. So when we're making calorie controlled choices at restaurants, when we're having gin and slimline tonics or vodka and diet cokes, or we might be, like I said before, you know, you can calorie control your diet, so you're losing body fat, but also you're eating kind of chicken nuggets or chips or whatever, as long as it's within the calorie budget. That, I would say, is in that overlap between enjoyment and weight management, but it's definitely not healthy. Equally, there are things, you know, green leafy vegetables, salads, things like that really are in that overlap between health and weight management. But are they really contributing to quality of life? Well, sometimes yes, but not necessarily always, let's be honest. So we can, depending on our food choice, everything that we put in our mouth, and I actually worked for a long time with a client who this is all we did. We didn't keep a food diary or anything. She just put a dot for every single meal she had as to where it fell into these circles. And that's quite a good exercise, I think. That's probably something I'd encourage you to do, because we're nearly at the end now. Over the next few days, every meal you have, try and place it within those circles. And ideally, the average, and it doesn't need to be, what's important here is it's the average of the circles, the kind of heat map wants to be in the middle, but it doesn't need to be every single dot in the middle. So if we've got one that's in quality of life only, one that's in health only, and one that's in weight loss only, our average is in the middle. It doesn't need to be every single one needs to be absolutely nailing all boxes. So we've got room to have things that are just enjoyment based, or enjoyment and weight management based. We've got some that are weight management and health based to balance that out. So think about how you can make the average of your efforts in the center of that diagram, but also remember that it doesn't need to be every single one. Let's try and average them out. And if we want to kind of have a rule of thumb, 80-20 is